5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to the SPPD Procast, brought to you by Glanzer Gaming. Our boy, hold on, I can't point. Abiogenesis Gaming, SDNW, and Roman Edge. Today we got Roman Edge, the chip deck extraordinaire, the Red Links enthusiast. Oh, sorry. I'm introducing myself there, Roman. Sorry. Roman, the challenge master, and the chip deck amateur. How you doing, Roman? How you doing?
The poisons.
Oh wait, we got Roman.
No more poisons. Arrow storms and the let's goes. What's up?
We also got Abiogenesis. How you doing tonight? Abio, the legend himself, the lowest ranked SPPD player in the entire game.
That was temporarily on Tuesday and Wednesday, but yes, it is me. What's up? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's good to have you. Abio's the co-host. He created the layout that you see above you, below you, before you. I'm bad at pronouns and shit. SDNW, communist extraordinaire. Welcome.
It's your boy SDNW coming at you live.
You forgot the mofos.
With the vape and
what up, mofos? There you go.
All right, guys. Well, we're just gonna jump right into it. Thanks for everybody who's checking us out. I lost my chat window. There it is. Everybody's here. F Meister, welcome. Pockets, Lucat, Wally GT. Welcome, everybody. We're gonna move. If I can find this red little box. All right, we're gonna move over to our first line of discussion, the new current meta, which is that Legends level 3 and Epics level 4 are everything, and there's some utility level 6 commons that are in the mix, and some level 6 rares, level 5 rares, shit like that. What do you guys think about it? We'll start with SDNW, Mr. Mystic. You obviously you're feeling it.
So let me tell you what, like, all the buffs to Mystic are fucking, that's super fantastic and everything, but I really do not like the new meta. All right. Everyone's like, dude, why don't you love the new meta? It's super good for you, and I totally understand that, but that's not the game I want to play. Like,
okay.
I played Mystic Fantasy when it wasn't good. I played it when it was good. I played it like forever, and now I end up having to run fucking Stand of Many Moons because Mystic Fantasy is just fucking garbo,
Yeah. Fantasy really took a big hit. It's not very good anymore unless you're running like Cox and shit. But even then, everybody plays their deck to combat it in some way. Everybody's got a Bebe.
Yeah, for real.
Abio, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. And I mean, honestly, I actually enjoy the new meta. For the most part, I think that the nerf to commons really sucked, but I actually enjoy getting to play with the epics and the legendaries on a greater scale than what we used to. I mean, before this, there were only a handful of epics that you could really play, and there was really only 2 legendaries that were playable, and now you have a much wider variety of cards to pull from. But I think it's really unfortunate that commons aren't really able to compete in the current meta, and that's where I kind of have an issue with it. If they could make commons compete, I think it would be just about perfect.
Yeah, for sure. And I think some commons it's really like a nuanced card usually, like PK or Paladin or something, where it's a really strong ability that in the right hands can do really well, or like a Alien Clyde. If that still hits like a mecha or something, it's a big target.
Yeah.
Roman, how you liking it? The new changes?
I mean, it took me like at least a month to start warming up to it a little bit. I finally got some epics up to level 4, so I'm feeling that I'm starting to catch up to kind of where I was. Not exactly where I want to be, but just the grind. It's kind of cool to have to use new decks. I'm with Abio about the commons though, because I mean the commons definitely hurt, but I feel like I'm finally progressing. I'm finally coming back to where I feel like I can actually kind of compete But I mean, again,
Right.
let's see in another month.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming up on my first level 5s here, level 5 epics. I got like 2 program stands and like 1 or 2 hook hands. So as soon as they're in my PvP lockers, I'm good. But
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm
they
nowhere near
don't.
any kind of fives.
Yeah, but they don't. You know, from the jump from level 4 to level 5 epic isn't honestly even worth the fucking materials right now.
Yeah,
Marcus
it's really not.
Marcus gets 14 more attack, 20 more damage to new kid, which is that's pretty worth it. And then his health goes up like by 100 maybe 200. It's not great. So the scaling, but the scaling, and if that makes sense then, because then at a everything level 7 meta, everything might be really super balanced. If like the 6, like if every single upgrade from legend 6 to 7 is 1 attack and like 5 HP.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I think the game is actually balanced in the state it was before the changes.
Well, we don't really know what
Legend-
the higher level epics and legend look like though.
Well, we had the numbers actually on them, and the way it looked when everything was at 7. I mean, epics and legendaries were still the best, rightly so, but they weren't so overly just unstoppable as they are now. Now, when everything's at level 7, it's absolutely absurd how overpowered legendaries and epics.
The numbers got to be ridiculous with that. With
Yeah.
that
So
buff, it has to be like
Legendaries
David-
miles
especially.
better.
David has, I just saw today, David has Medusa at level 5. He's got 6 Element Randy at level 5 and Timmy at level 5. And I don't know the exact numbers on them, but I can only imagine. And I
Man,
know I
that's
can't
brutal.
beat them, so.
It's gotta
That's
be.
brutal.
It's gotta be crazy. I mean, but I mean, like legendaries and epics, they both should be. I mean, they should be better than all the rest of the cards, anyways.
Right.
Yep.
But I mean, again,
that's
just going
totally
back
true.
to like,
That's totally true, but when you get them all to level 7, they looked
Yeah,
that way
I
originally before these buffs. So
Well, what I think, I mean, I don't think the end of level 7 looks much different. If you look at the numbers that they gave us, the buffs were like 2 to 3% at level 7. That's it. And the real changes they did, they just spread it out instead of getting a huge buff over time. You just get a hella buff between level 3 and 4, and between level 2 and 3 for the legends. But I mean, I personally like it because I like you guys saying, I can play different decks because I have bought one of every epic in the PvP thing, of every epic, no matter what the theme was. So my epics in the other decks have been level 3 and level 4, but my commons never were because I wasn't requesting PK and shit.
Yeah.
So it was fun to be able to switch to Mystic and play Mystic stuff. So that's because SDNW, I always see you playing and I'm like, fuck yeah. But fuck that Zen though, it's so slow and boring.
oh hell yeah, like, yeah, even
I
like
love,
I was
I
like,
love
well,
that, man. I love that
if-
play style. Like, sit back and let the strategy
Oh,
unfold.
God,
you know?
suck
Like,
my dick, that's the worst.
Actually have a strategy around it and stuff. Now you can drop Zen down and it's like, oh, you played a Zen. Well, I'm just gonna play a level 4 fucking Manbear Pig and be like, what you got, bitch?
Right.
Fuck your Zen. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about this meta. I think it's out of control. I think
All right.
think
Well,
need
they
to
will-
revert it.
I'm excited to see the next big balance change. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. All right, so that brings us to an easy transition to what is your current favorite deck in this meta. I'll start this one off. I'm loving my Mystic Adventure because I'm loving you seeing Manbear Pig and then lightning bolting Pope. I'm loving that. It's a blast. It's hard to pull off though. That lightning bolt has to be crisp. It's got to be before you got. I've fucking lightning bolted a lot of tanks in the process.
Yeah, man. Pope is a hard one to lightning bolt.
It's
He has
close.
very fast time.
Yeah.
Unholy Combustion is still the best way to go against him. 'Cause
Yeah. But
he's
then like
fast.
I can't deal with Manbear Pig otherwise. He just murders me. Abio,
Yeah,
what's
I
your
just got-
favorite deck right now? What's your favorite D ranking deck?
I've got 2 decks I've been playing. So I've been playing a fantasy sci-fi cock deck. So using Chicken
Nice.
Coop, using Amazingly Randy, and then using the traditional sci-fi suite pretty much. But
Nice.
it's been pretty fun. I like playing with Chicken Coop. It's pretty powerful. Randy's actually pretty strong once you get him to level 4. He hits pretty hard. And then the additional range that they gave him, means that he can damage the new kid without the new kid zapping. So
Right.
pretty useful. And then the other deck I've been playing is Mystical Sci-Fi. Pretty standard.
Classic.
I'm still working on getting some legendaries. got my first level 3 legendary man bear pig, so I've got him in the
Nice.
deck. Like I'm
Congrats.
not even running Zen Cartman, I'm running man bear pig, just so that I could do like the man bear pig Pope bullshit.
That's great.
But it's pretty fun.
SDNW, you said you were running Mystic Adventure. Anything fancy about it? Any cards that are level 5, 6? Any
no,
level 6
man.
rares? I got an Enforcer
Fucking-
level 6 rare.
see, personally, I think sci-fi is still the best theme. I know people are gonna like try to say no, it's not because Mystic has the numbers, but beyond the numbers game, I think sci-fi actually has it beat in the strategy department and the control and the effects and abilities department. So
Right.
I actually agree with you there. I
yeah.
think you're absolutely
Well,
right.
yeah. I mean, Osimo's freeze is so fucking long.
Dude. Osmo, Program
Mhm.
Stan, Mecha Timmy, Mind Control, Cyborg Kenny, like.
Oh,
dude,
Cyborg
what-
Kenny. I think I lost
It's out
every
of
game
control,
this
dude.
morning to a Cyborg Kenny.
It's
Oh,
out of control.
prick.
But anyways, I'm currently running Mystic Adventure as yeah, it's my own dismay. It's I'm sure many other people's dismays. But I have that level 4 Stand of Many Moons and level 4
Nice.
Medusa. So
What's the
those two are
damage
kinda-
on the ability on Stand of Many Moons?
I think it's 716.
And that level 4 Medusa really helps you out against Cox because you'll one-shot level 4 Cox.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
that gets my
she
boner hard.
One-shots all the Cox, and the Cox go
One-shot
after
Cox.
the Cox go after the snakes.
Yep.
And
No,
she just-
no.
you get a pile. You'll end up with like a pile of like 4 or 5 snakes, and you're just like, yes, come.
Oh,
come
beautiful.
to
Yeah,
my
I bet those snakes are kind of bitches with too. I bet you they got way leveled up.
I don't think they got a damage boost really. But
How many
snakes.
games have you won by ninjuing some snakes that are on New Kid?
Actually, a couple.
I've won a couple too,
Few,
yeah.
I've won a few games of that. Yeah,
Those are great.
It's highly unexpected. And then you go ahead and like pop a hallelujah on it and give them an
Yeah.
extra like
50
extra
somehow.
all that, yeah, exactly, all that extra health. And they're just like,
He thinks, oh,
Good
my new
plan.
kid will handle this. No.
yeah, no,
Fuck
no,
you,
no,
dude.
It won't.
Oh shit, that's
No, it
great.
won't handle the swarm of snakes. So.
Roman, did I ask you what decks you were running? I'm terrible at this.
Okay, no worries. First of all, we don't say deranking. All right, we
Okay.
say we're having some Wi-Fi issues. Okay? Sometimes the Wi-Fi just kind of goes out, and we end up from like top wherever we were to like 14,000.
Dude, that's like cousin Jimbo. They're coming right for us.
I'm deranking this season. I'm gonna derank down to a silver 35 for the next.
Do
season,
it. Oh my
so
god. Oh
I'm
my
gonna change
god.
my name to Young Stalin.
Oh my
and
Jesus.
Fucking make my whole.
Dude,
My,
you gotta
my
add-
hat,
That's
free
brutal,
shirt
man.
red.
You gotta add a couple level 1 cards to your deck. Add them. Let them get murdered by like a level
Yeah.
3, and then drop like a level 4 legend down and just laugh the rest of the game.
I mean, do you even have
Just be
level
the
ones
devil.
though?
You
Like,
have, yeah. Do you have any level 1s?
Like, yeah.
There's gotta be one. Some Dougie or something.
No, man, all my Dougies are like maxed out. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. See
Dude,
what
yeah,
level
check
ones
that
I
out.
have. I'll get
There you
back-
go.
We'll check. We'll
get back to you
check.
on that.
We'll check back with you while we're talking about it. We're gonna switch over to challenge mode.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's go.
Roman, no, Roman.
It's Mystic Adventure or Mystic Sci-Fi.
Okay.
That's.
But I'm
it's
more
nothing
interested
new.
in what kind of challenge decks you like to run. So you should start with that. What did you? Look, we'll talk about the current last challenge mode, which was the longer zap, and then the one
Mhm.
prior to that was which one was that? Was that the health regen one?
Oh, that was the fucking one that everybody was using, Man Bear Pig, and it
Oh,
was
the health
so, like,
where you lose health,
yeah,
right?
The
Yeah.
voodoo and the ninju.
Was there no
Yeah.
zap on that one, or was that the one before it?
That's the one with no. I think that was the one with no. They were double health and no zap. Yeah, double
Okay.
health, no zap. It was fucking ridiculous. Everybody, you had to use the same kind of deck. If you didn't, that sucked to be you. So, I mean,
Because you got
Wait,
first place
the
in this
challenge-
last one for a
no, I
while.
didn't.
I mean, for a while. For like the first
thought I
day you
did.
did. For the first day you did.
So, yeah, so I've gotten first place, third place, and then this last one was eighth place or something like that. I don't know how. I went to bed and I woke up and I was fucking obliterated somewhere. But a few things you have to have for challenge modes. You have to have your TMPs at 4, your babies at 4, either one. If you don't have them, then you're kind of assed out. I mean, those are like, and you have to have PC principle for by far. Like if you're running PC Principle at 4 and TNP at 4, you're gonna be able to get wins with those two alone. Like they will carry you. They will win games, and they're great at defense. So I like to run normally just really fast decks. I like to put max amount of pressure. I'm still using commons during the challenge modes because they're still very
commons
very
are probably
good
the best in challenge usually. Well, rares kind of outshine stuff usually.
Yeah, like they're just really good. So yeah, I mean, I've basically used the same deck every challenge.
Oh, Grand Wizard, the 1 level 1, but it's a legendary. The legendary.
That's the only level 1 I have. Grand Wizard Cartman. He's at 6 of 2, so I mean I could get him to like level 3 if I wanted right now.
Oh, that's funny. Well, he meant 3.
Cap, I meant 3. Cap, I meant 3. You know what I meant. All right.
All right. Abio.
So PC, TMP, and Blood Elf Baby. Those 3.
Oh yeah, Blood Elf.
Any variety of common cards, as long as you're not running Labard, because that card is fucking trash. Card is awful.
Yeah.
I tried it. I got to 8 wins with Labard, and I was like, nope, can't get any more wins. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because I always felt like playing Wednesday morning would be the best bet, but then I played on stream on Thursdays a couple times because I wanted to, save my free one, and as long as I play a deck that somebody in Nambler or somebody somewhere posted, like this last time I did one M posted, and I easily went 12-1, like without any issues at all.
If you have any kind of brain,
yeah,
then
that's true.
I mean,
I do.
You're pretty decent at challenge mode. You're gonna get your 12 win.
I do, and my problem with challenge mode right now is that, that most of the time the challenge mode effect doesn't matter enough because there's just a variety enough of cards where they'll circumvent it. Like the one where the zap was longer, it was almost like it was just play your best normal friendly fight deck, and that's gonna win you. And like the Headhunter challenge, which was a fucking joke, they should have doubled the health and halved the attack, and then that would have been a fun Headhunter challenge. But the moment Big Gay Al becomes lightning boltable, you ruined your fucking challenge. You fucking idiots. Jesus Christ, that pissed me off. That was like my first challenge experience, and I was just mad at him.
I'll just add something else about challenge mode real fast. I don't mind that they raised it to 50 after a few weeks of comparing the rewards that we're actually getting. I'm averaging at least 2 or 3 epics per run. I'm getting 10,000 gold or whatever plus per run. I'm getting 12 wins every single run.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting way more than I would get refreshing my regular lockers, period. So.
For sure. All right, so and that's especially lucrative if you're an adventure lock deck, which brings us to the dev update talk. Because we're gonna skip Abio because he doesn't play much challenge, right?
No, I mean I played the challenges. I didn't play the last challenge mode at all, actually.
Okay, I didn't. I didn't play the one before it.
It didn't look.
Feel free to skip me. Feel free to skip me because I do not play.
Yeah, I didn't think you played challenge at all, SDNW.
But I mean,
and get people wins. So
for the most part, I like the challenge modes. I just think that like you said, that a lot of times the effect of the challenge mode doesn't really have enough of an impact. Like for the vast majority of the challenge mode, seeing the best deck has been Adventure Fantasy. Like, it's the same deck every week, except for like 2 or 3 weeks maybe.
There
were like 2 or 3 weeks where like a mystical deck or like the heavy tank deck was.
Because Blood Elf is just too strong, and Aerostorm to remove some of the people who just spam assassins. It's really just too strong. And the lightning bolt for the big target, like you can't beat that. It's just like your easiest way to brainlessly get wins in this game.
But I will say, like, I feel like the balance challenge overall is fairly decent.
The balance,
as far as like rarity scaling and stuff, for the most part, I think that cards feel pretty.
I mean, if you're not freshly starting the game and you've been grinding a little bit, I mean, it's as fair and as even as a playing field as you're gonna get. I mean,
yeah, and it's trivial for someone who plays every day to get a couple cards to level 4. Like it really is.
No,
like
it takes no time. It does,
And so I think it's a little fair. And I always thought it was kind of fair to like make you have to level up your cards for challenge mode. At least it just makes sense from a game building perspective, because it forces me to put cards into TNP, to put mats into him, to put mats into some other commons in Blood Elf Bebe, stuff like that, just to build out the challenge deck to be more fun. And it's another thing for people to build for while they're going for a level 7 rats that'll take them a year, so that I thought that was cool.
My Terrence and Philip is still level 3, and when I found
that's tough.
every time I actually play challenge mode, I'll end up getting stuck in the original, the fucking blacktop fucking playground zone. And it's like people, who are like ranked like 5 silver, and that's not even silver. That's like wood 5, wood 5, and they were dropping like level 1 commons at me and shit. And I was like, dude, man, I can't even throw to this.
Right. Well, and that brings us to the change with Adventure Lock New Kid level 10, where clearly they've been trying to kill the Adventure Lock decks because it is a clear advantage, and they clearly wanted to kill it by making all the events one only, and instead of adventure getting adventure, they get no cards. Yeah. So that makes 100% sense from a gaming perspective, because like look at Jamin T's deck. He's been running that, and that deck quickly outclassed his main deck, because he was getting level 5 common or level 5 epics before anyone else was, because he only had for a while 5 epics to choose from adventure.
Yeah,
adventure neutral.
Chosen One was still playing, because Chosen One was the original.
Right. I mean, how many
Adventure Locked account actually surpassed his main account?
Oh, for sure. By far.
5 man bear pig and shit at like.
Yeah, well, because how many?
This was before the buffs even happened.
So originally he only had Inuit, Man Bear Pig, and Stand of Many Moons to choose from, and then recently Inuit. So he has 4 legendaries that he could possibly get, right? Or I guess Hanky, but Hanky never fucking drops. So.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I think barring them from challenge is nice, because challenge was so fucking lucrative for Adventure Lock decks. It was ridiculous. Fuck the amount of mats that you got was goddamn bonkers. The New Kid level 10, I don't really. I mean, sure, but that's just kind of like a gate. By the time you're level 10, you're gonna have like level 4, level 5 cards. Like you're gonna be ready for challenge. So joining level, like on my Adventure Lock account that I just made recently, joining challenge at level 6, I'm just gonna lose anyway, so it's like, why even bother?
Well, so I honestly think that they should have done challenge just like friendly battles, and like I understand what you're saying about
I can see that.
giving people another thing to build to while you're trying to build like toward a level 7 or something. Like I can understand that as a design philosophy, but at the same time, I think overall, removing access of a feature to a subset of the players, I don't like that. I would rather open the feature up more to more people, and you do that just by implementing the friendly fight rules. As long as you own the card, you can play with it. It's at the level, I mean, they're still going to be at a disadvantage on an experience basis.
Right. And that's
the money, man. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
Well, hey, let me. It's not. I don't think it's all about the money, because it does kind of. No. This isn't about. This is about the purity of challenge mode. Because with this change, you're not gonna fight a level 1 new kid who just started playing and murder him. So it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be harder to get to 12-0. It's going to be harder, especially with the first 4 games, which I think is good for the people who really like challenge mode. Bad for the people who like to just fuck around and get some rewards for challenge mode. But I guess it's challenge mode, it should be challenging. It should be something that isn't accessible to everybody, in my opinion.
But I think they still could have just opened it up to more people and just, done the friendly fight rule. And at least then, the new players are still probably going to lose in the early rounds, but at least they don't feel like, oh, I was just, playing my level 1 cards against level 4 commons or my level 2 commons.
I could see the level 10 lock, maybe even level 11 lock, and then do the friendly fight, so then when you're level 11, you can start learning with the big dogs and learning how to play with the higher cards.
when you're like level 1, you won't be bumped up to level 10 or 11 or whatever it is for the challenge mode.
No, you can't do it. You won't be able to do challenge mode until you're level 10. But once you're level 10, you'll get jumped up to level 11. I mean, it'd be funny if you went in as a level 10. But from the building up perspective, it's just nice because from my account, I can like see it because I am just waiting on either common drops for level 5, which take a while, and then rares for level 4/5, and then just hoping for some epics to get them to 3. And then to 4 is so hard for a free-to-play account that I play like once or twice a week just streaming.
The thing about that though is that when you're trying to climb the ladder, you're not spreading yourself thin. You don't have enough Cartman coins and materials to be leveling up various commons and rares from all of the themes. Like, if you want to climb the ladder and get into legendary, you've got to be focusing all of your materials, all of your coins, everything on pretty much a single deck, unless you're just spending, an absurd amount of money.
True, and I'm forced to just play my normal deck in challenge because I can't play like a specialized one.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I literally just started an adventure lock maybe a month and a half ago.
Good luck, dude.
And these changes are not going to do shit. I'm just not going to play challenge mode. Yeah. I'm still not going to get to level 10, whatever the 10th or whatever the level you have to go to pass. Like, I'm just not going to do challenge mode. And I'm still going to get a shit ton of epic drops. I'm still going to get rare drops all the fucking time. Like, nothing. I can still do the event. I'm doing the events now, right? And I got all the rewards. And fine, yeah, I'm not going to get any cards, but I'm going to get all this cash. I'm going to get all this gold so that when there's actually an adventure-themed event, I'm just going to get fucking stacked. And it's going to be like, all right, I didn't even have to do challenge mode. I don't really care for it.
Yeah, it's good for people if you can refresh PvP packs and just get locker limit every day. Your adventure lock account is going to be just fine.
It's not like I mean, if it's for somebody that wants to progress their account, sure. But for that account, I don't give a shit about that account. That account's just going to be all for fun, and I'm not going to be playing challenge mode anyways on it. So.
I am really surprised that adventure locking has not been fixed because this has been an issue since day one of like soft launch. Like this has been in the beta mode. Like people were like, "Yo, check it out. We can adventure lock our fucking way to the top."
Right.
And still have not fixed this. This is absurd. I mean, there was a point where it was like, all right, you're adventure locked, and like Chosen One, who had like absurd card levels, still wasn't able to compete with actual decks. But I mean, now if he still played with the card levels he had, dude, he top 10, no fucking problem.
Yeah, because adventure is strong enough, I think, where you can with neutral you can put a full deck together. You totally can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the current meta, because Pocahontas does just fine as a Randy, to be honest.
Yeah. They're both fine. They're both fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I know Jammin said that he didn't do challenge modes at all with his adventure locked account. So
I didn't.
I agree with Roman that I don't think the change is going to really do anything to hurt adventure locked players.
Yeah.
It's just...
But I mean, some of the high level adventure locked players were able to just grind challenge and get a hella amount of stuff. So it does it does affect a small subset of people, but not the people who have a hobby adventure account like me and Roman do.
Yeah.
If they want to like fix it, they can literally just be like, in order to participate in any kind of event, you have to be past that beginning, that first 10 levels. You have to beat it. If you don't beat those first 10, then you're not eligible to collect any points for your team or whatever.
Or why not have tiers of challenge mode where like if you're level 1 to 9, you play against level 1 through 9s and that's it. A separate board and everything. And then once you hit that 10, you start playing with the big boys. That would be fun. That wouldn't be hard to set that up.
Because like I had said, man, when I randomly decide to go into a challenge mode, like I'll usually only do like the first 3 packs of it and then I'll be bored with it, but
yeah, I don't play it too much either. I don't like it.
When I do it, I'll get people that are like, it'll throw me in the like I said, the asphalt fucking basketball court, and it's just like, dude, you're like level fucking 10 tops, bro. Like, what are you doing? Throwing level 1 cards at me and shit. Like, Why?
They're just trying to get
Why?
they're trying
Like
to
you
get that
stopped
momentum.
you stopped me from playing silver players. You stopped me from playing silver players. Why are you letting me play people that are even
Yeah.
lower than that in fucking challenge mode?
Right, which the new kid level will fix that, so you will have a more pure challenge experience, and you might actually start enjoying it. And along with the new challenge changes, the first 4 games now will rank you up based on cheers, guys. By the way, cheers, smokes, everybody watching. Thanks for hanging out. We got 36 people right now.
Yeah, thanks.
Smoke
everyone.
your dabs, drink your drink. Welcome everybody. If you want a question, !Q, add, and then write your question, and it'll come to us in a way where we won't miss it because chat's been flowing pretty well, and it's hard for us to talk and be engaged with each other and not just be staring at chat.
Yeah, I'd love to shout out to all my boys.
Shout out.
Add me up in there.
All right, so the first four games will now match you up based on your all-time challenge mode wins. What do you guys think that's gonna do? Abio, starting with you. Okay, no, yeah, SDNW.
I'm curious. Will this, because I don't do challenge modes and because I've thrown like every single challenge mode, will I be
For a while. For a while.
Like, wow, dude.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Abio, what do you think?
I mean, I guess it's fine. Honestly, like it's just gonna make it, I think, more annoying than anything. If they're changing it to where you're making it to where lower level people can't do the challenge mode, then I guess I kind of don't understand why you need to also add this in. Like I thought it was nice just to base it around kind of the way Hearthstone Arenas work, where when you start off, it tries to pair you against
The
somebody
same
that has
wins.
a record. And I think that's a perfectly fine way to do it. I mean, if you get unlucky or whatever, and you're a new player and you get paired up early on against somebody who's a really good player, well, that's just luck of the draw. I mean,
Right.
It's RNG. There's no way to make a perfect system.
Yeah, it's gonna boil down to,
just
you're
gonna
probably
make those
gonna get
first
to
four
about
games-
where you need to be. You really are going to.
Well, it's just going to make those first 4 games just purposefully, like, it's going to tilt RNG in against your favor, basically. It's gonna make
Right.
those first 4 games really difficult, and then like the next 4,
That'll be the gate, yeah.
the next 4 might be easier than your first 4, and that doesn't make any sense. You should be progressing, like. So
I
at the
think
beginning,
because of
you make
this, the first 4 rewards should be a little bit bigger. They should be better. Like it should be the first two should be trash. 3 and 4 should be pretty good rewards, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 can kind of go back to like being like meh, and then 9, 10, 11, 12 can be the good shit. Because I mean, it's going to be infuriating. Roman, if you're streaming and you're streaming challenge mode and you got some big guns playing, you might as well just wait till they're not fucking playing, or else you're gonna get losses in the first 4.
No, or I can just play him and beat him.
I mean, you could,
Yeah.
but not everybody is going to be able to do that. So there's going to be a lot of people who will be like, "Well, fuck, Roman's," or the other way around. Roman's playing, I'm not gonna play. Fuck that. I'm not letting this motherfucker beat me.
What about the people that are like, they want to get their free game and only play their free game? It's gonna affect those people. Like they don't want to spend the 50 to do what I do.
Yeah,
and
right.
grind
that's
and
true.
get going different challenge modes. What about the people that do just that one?
Well, those
challenge mode,
person is.
and now all of a sudden they're like, man.
Those
Like, they get
people are
fucked,
only possibly gonna go up by 12 wins per week in the metric that they're gonna start tracking. So
they're gonna try to track. So every 4 games, the first 4 games of the week, right, of the challenge mode,
Yeah.
they take that and then they start building that data from like every single week, right? Are they using prior data already, or they're just starting?
I don't
from
know.
fucking-
Don't they
That's
have?
a good question.
They have that stat that the challenge mode's
So,
completed
wouldn't
or
it be-
whatever.
So wouldn't that in a way be? I can just manipulate that and be like, well, for my free win, I'll just lose all 4 games my first challenge. And
No, it'll be
then
your all-time
I
wins,
start again.
I think, and like your all-time wins. So even like your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 12th win will count towards that stat.
for the first challenge.
No, probably
honestly,
all.
like-
So if you're someone that's grinding a bunch of challenges, you're gonna go up in that stat So eventually, the first 4 games, you're probably only going to get matched up against other people who grind challenges. Eventually.
I think the thing he's asking though is if it counts for like all the past games that he's played.
Oh
like,
no,
all the past
that's what I don't.
challenges he's actually killed.
I'm not sure. I just know that they have the stat. They have a stat that tracks, like in your stats, it was like challenges complete or whatever. If that's what that means, then they do have it tracked. I imagine they've been tracking it the whole time. It's probably pretty easy.
Regardless, we'll know.
Or they could restart it. Or they could restart it, and then the same thing will happen, except instead of having right away, it'll happen a week down the line when Roman has played 12 runs and I've played 1. You know, we're not going to get matched up in the first 4.
I guess we'll see with how many asphalt turf black
Hey, what up, Conclese?
I play on.
I mean, honestly, like I just think it's a way to artificially lower the success rate for people doing challenges to make them just less lucrative. So
well, no. Okay, well,
people are spending more money
that's
to
true.
have to repeat it, and you know, it's a lot harder to get to the 12-0 because now you have to get through that first 4 win kind of gate, and then you can kind of
get the good.
Coast your way
so more
through.
more people will lose at maybe 3-4 than ever before, and then you know, same amount of people are going to be losing at 8-9.
But again, is it just for that first challenge mode, or is it for
probably everyone? Probably
it's everyone. Yeah.
If it's like everyone, then okay. If it's just that first 4, I'm just gonna throw my first 4 and be like, well, restart.
Right.
Oh, look at that. This new kid, this recess.
Right.
I'm
I think that'll be pretty. It'll work, but I don't know if it's good for it. Like I said, the only thing that's good about it is that it preserves like the purity of something that is supposed to be challenging. I think it will be more challenging, or at least you'll be matched up against people that will give you a more challenging game.
I am fine facing somebody that would normally go 12-0 my first 4 rounds. That's okay. But what about? Because I know I'm going to spend more money regardless, right? Because challenge is my thing. But what about the people that are just, they want to do that one free run every week and that's it? Why is it that they have to use that free run and go against somebody like me already? Right?
Well, they're not gonna. No, they're not gonna. That's the thing. They're gonna match up against someone who has maybe 24 total wins, and you have 239 or some shit, and you're not gonna. They're gonna try to.
7.
Yeah, they're gonna try to prevent you from matching up against that person. That's the goal of that. So
this is Red Links. Let's here's hoping they get it right.
Right. It could work a little bit. It might work a little bit. Maybe because like what is it? You don't get someone with a rank number until like what 4 or 5 usually, 5 or 6. So those people are fucking Silver Shield. Probably don't know their Bebes from their Cartmans. You know. So like as long as you play well, if you don't dump if you play like a Lightning Bolt, Aerostorm, Firebolt, you can just murder they're all of the people they put in the front in a group because they're stupid as shit with a fireball, and then you're gonna win because you just outplay them. Like that's.
I mean, I honestly like I truly believe that at the end of the day that we'll be talking about all this and this change will be put in place and not much will actually change.
I agree.
Like,
I don't think it will change much. It does affect the high tier adventure lock decks. I will say that. All right. Let's move over to designer decks. But before we do that, how's everybody doing in chat? We got 38 people now. Bristly Legend, what's up? We'll do some shout outs. Hans Kramer, Laughing Man,
London,
Cap.
Bro. I know. Why
London.
fucking bar, man.
Oh, dude, sorry. I didn't want to switch them.
Why does Glanzer get the green?
Here's people. Cap, what's up? Jib Man,
Golden.
Laughing Man, Wally G. Alright, guys.
Man, Bristly Legend.
Stop the podcast. What the fuck is SDNW?
Let me give a shout out to Bristly Legend and KPO. I know both of you been chatting me up.
We were trying to figure it out. We had to change it on the fly because we thought mine would be in the top left for sure. So fuck that. Okay, so Roman, we were waiting till you back. The designer decks. So the designer decks are quoting from them going to be decks built up with cards at specific levels, and also cards that may or may not exist in the game for you to obtain, or ones that you might not have. So someone could hit level 10, go into challenge mode, use a designer deck that gives them all the right level cards at a certain thing. But I think what they're going to do with this more than anything is one of the ideas that I had, where like Hearthstone Arena, put me in with a deck that you gave me. Like, I'll be Cartman, you be Kyle. It'll be random who's who, and I get Cartman cards, you get Kyle cards, or whatever the thing is. But you give me a deck that's full of cards that don't exist in the game. Like, you could give me the invincibility Cartman card. You could give Kyle something
Give me
cool.
the goddamn goth kids.
Right, give them goth kids. You could do a bunch of different shit, or spells maybe. Maybe spells that they don't want that are maybe too strong for the normal game, but they put them in. Like invincibility, yeah. So like I think that could be pretty cool. What do you guys think about what designer decks might actually be, and what could come from it?
I actually think the idea is really cool, and I mean honestly, like if they did something like designer decks, I think that would just negate the reason for having to do all of these changes to the challenge mode in the first place, because now you give people the option. Okay, if you don't have a deck of cards that's high enough level to do the challenge, well, here's a designer deck that you can use. And
but my big question is, who's making these designer decks? Because it sure as hell better not be Steve or Buck.
Well, no, they said they were gonna work with the community, so I bet they'll do like designer deck challenges through either the Reddit or the Discord, where it's like, submit your decks.
Community and content creators. They said
I better get a chip deck extraordinaire going on.
I'm sure they will do some though. Like I have no doubt.
Will they actually work with us though, like the community, or will they just be like, "Oh well, we're having some pizza in the office. Do you think this is a good idea?"
No, I wouldn't.
Sure it is.
I would be surprised if the first set of designer decks didn't have a deck by Yvrain. I'd be surprised. I'm 100% honest to God. I'd be very surprised.
For real, as funny as that sounds, Yvrain makes absolutely fantastic challenge mode decks.
Right, and his Reddit posts are some of the most upvoted Reddit posts of any of them. So that's alone for Red Links. That's alone enough for them to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think they could do this one pretty well. This isn't a difficult one to do right. And I mean, overall, I think it's a good idea, good addition to the game. But like I said, if you're going to do something like this, then why even change the requirements to do challenge mode? If people don't have a deck of cards that they can use that's high enough level, well, they have a designer deck to choose from.
Well, that could be to keep you from facing a moron playing a high level deck.
Well, who cares?
Like SDNW will still be mad if the guy lays Stand of Many Moons level 2 in the middle of the field right away.
Well,
like he's still gonna be mad at that fucking guy just as much as he is at the other guys.
If the
playing level 1s.
A challenge, then they would all still be the same level.
Well, no, but it doesn't mean he's not gonna play like a fucking idiot. What I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
So that guy's just gonna lose anyway. Nairb TV, thanks for coming in with the host. The SPPD Procast. How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good, man.
I got water and beer. I'm an old man. All right, SDNW. What do you think about the designer decks?
I think it's a really cool idea, so long as they're decent decks. Like, if they're just gonna throw like a randomized deck or some shit and just call it a designer deck, man, I'll be pissed. And I think it's a good way to get those players. Like I said, when I rarely do challenge mode, if I even do the challenge mode, I'll get players that are clearly like in the wood shields and shit. And they'll have like level 1 cards, and I'm just like, yo, why are you even playing challenge mode? But so I mean, maybe that'll be a little more challenging, I guess. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big challenge mode guy. I don't enjoy it very much myself. So.
Oh, Cap just said an awesome challenge. Every challenge, you get a randomized deck. Every match.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome.
That'd be lit, man. That'd be lit. But then you'd get fucked by someone who happens into the perfect deck.
Who cares though? That would be
no. I mean, I agree. It'd be worth it. But you'd get bitches complaining about that. You would.
Of course.
I got fucked by this guy who had Stand of Many Moons and Mecha Timmy, and I didn't have a single legendary. No, they'd guarantee legendaries. They wouldn't be stupid.
As long as it's not like 50 cash again, and it's like 10 cash or 5, whatever, like just some cheap shit. Let's fucking play, whatever. Randomized, then fine, sure, hell yeah.
I used to do that all the time on my stream. I do friendly.
Oh yeah.
Do random versus random decks.
It's fun.
Definitely.
It's real fun.
But see, like, if they did that as a challenge, they would have to make it to where the cards are all set to a certain level. You get dealt a random friendly deck out of your collection, and you just happen to get dealt like like a deck full of level 1 characters in your collection, like that would just kind of suck, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they would have to like set all the cards to this level.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited for the designer decks. Like I said, I think it'd be cool to get a Carbon versus Ninja deck and get randomized which one you get.
Yeah,
And then they could,
I
and then
really
having, they could have a deck that has like, a 2-drop fireball card that just does a little bit less damage or something, and you could just fill a deck with you have just a blast with it. Maybe you could make decks that don't cycle at all, and it's just like 50 cards or something, and you're just fucking racing to see who can win or something.
I would be really happy if they used all the cards that have been data mined that aren't in the game currently.
Yes.
Like I said, like
Yeah.
the Goth Kids, like all these cards, we know that they're.
Well,
in the
they
game.
did
Like,
just-
they've been data mined.
They
like,
did
fucking
just
Superman,
with
man.
the last one, Youth Pastor Craig and Tweak. They did officially, other than Red, they have officially one of each of their first starting characters in every theme. So now we might see the final Reds. We'll see like the Blood Vampire Red or whatever it is. We'll see
Yeah.
those ones, and then from there maybe we'll start seeing the Garrisons. Maybe they'll speckle them in. Maybe the Goth Kids around. So they're definitely coming.
I would love if they just got around to this shit already. I mean,
Yeah. Well, my bet is-
I know I've been screaming for Goth Kids since day one, and everyone else has been too, because they're personally my favorite South Park characters.
Right.
Like, out of all of them, man,
Yeah.
Goth Kids, man, they represent me.
Fucking
So,
conformist.
goddamn.
Yeah, dude.
conformist.
So my guess is, based on what I know about the video game creation, they probably got all of the assets from South Park Studios at the beginning.
For sure.
Everything.
Oh, they did absolutely.
So they've been slowly releasing everything they have, and it's possible that what we've seen is it, which means that even if they replace one, if they have one every 2 weeks, they only have a few months left of new cards. Now, my guess is that based on the success of the game, which, by the way, don't quit the game because that's going to affect the success of the game. Based on it, South Park Studios and Ubisoft is going to decide, should we commission another chunk of stuff from South Park Studios or not. It's possible they're already working on that, and that's going to drop later. We're going to have more stuff. I mean, they're working on team versus team stuff. That's another thing they said. They're working on the server side stuff. So they are actively developing it. So we know that they still have a budget, which is good. And the weekly people who pump money into it, thank you guys.
Yeah, I want to segue into. We're almost at the 1 year mark.
Segue into my cock.
Shit, man. Shit.
No, yeah,
Anyways,
we're almost at 1 year on like official release.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like November, wasn't it?
Yes, it was November 1st, I believe.
How many of you
that's
guys
not
were
bad.
playing before that?
I was playing at that very day.
Me
I
too.
was not smart enough to switch my region to Canada or some shit. And
Yeah, me
later
too.
I
did.
started. I'll remember the day I started. November 7th was
Nice.
the day I started.
That might have been the day it came out, wasn't it? Or was it like the 3rd or something?
I
It was
played the
literally like
second
the
it
second
came
or
out.
third.
I don't remember what day it was, but I played the second it was released. I've been
Yep.
watching it. And
Yeah, I had it alerted on my
Podcast
Google Play
yeah.
where I was gonna get a push notification when it went live. So I was
Yeah,
playing it from
I
the
started a
beginning.
week or two after it came out.
Yeah, because I loved the other two South Park games, and when I saw this was coming out, I was like, I'm fucking playing it. Like, I don't care what kind of game it is. I had already been playing a Futurama game, and I was like, I don't care if it's the exact same type of city building bullshit, not very fun game. I'm playing the shit out of it. And it ended up being one of the most engaging gameplay games I think I've honestly ever played. Even more so, I think, than Destiny sometimes, because
Yeah, I know-
like first
I know there were
person.
a lot of us,
Yeah, go
man.
ahead.
There were a lot of us that pushed this, that were trying to like push with the devs to get this into like almost esports status, to like really actually get serious about the balancing, get serious about the fairness for it, and make it like a Hearthstone level kind of game. But devs are devs.
Yeah.
He's got that victory. He's got that.
I mean,
victory
it's
golden monkey up in there.
Mm-hmm.
I have
it's-
not had the lock and dam.
I don't know if I could. I mean, if they perfected a balance scaling of like card levels, they perfected that, then they could be competitive. But I don't know. They'd have to get
Nah,
server side
it-
first. They'd honestly have to be a PC client for it.
It's really pay to win caps. It really
Yeah.
is. I don't know how anyone could ever possibly compete with David rocking, multiple level
You can't.
5
You
legendaries.
can't. You can't.
There's no way.
Period.
And before the changes, you actually could because people are more likely to be able to get to level 6 commons, and even level 6 commons can still with decent play can deal with level 7 commons and stuff like he has. But I mean, and even like level 6 rares and that whole jazz, level 5 epics and stuff. But at this point, where the legendaries hold so much weight, it's so pay capped right now.
I mean, it's impossible to like start playing this game and think you'll ever be.
For sure.
But it's also it's impossible to start playing any game like this and expect to be competitive at the top anytime soon.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Give me a game, dude.
I've been playing WoW now again.
Oh well, WoW's different.
Last 2 months.
WoW's different.
I'm already at a very decent level RBG.
All right, that is actually another segment I wanted to do with you guys. Let's segue into that. Well, let's segue into that. This segment is what other games are you currently playing? SDNW, you start. Talk about WoW for a bit.
Cool. Yeah, I've been playing WoW. I have my own guild in there. I've been running with Oni Chris. If anyone knows him. Oni Chris, shout out. Where you at, buddy? Yeah, I know.
Chat. He's there. He's there.
Oh, is he? Good. But yeah, we've been running the WoW, and it's been really fun for me because I used to play, back in the day.
Does Echo play too?
For years. Echo, no.
Was it Echo Base Mobile or whatever the fuck? Was it him? God, who is it else? Somebody in the Nambla chat was also talking.
Epic Bananas.
Oh, Bananas.
Does. Yeah, he plays. He'll go ahead and he'll help out some of our guild members and stuff and run mythics and stuff like that. Or I shouldn't say mythics. He'll run regular heroics and stuff. But yeah, so if anyone plays WoW, man, fucking Kill Jaden is the server to be on, man. Hit me up, SDNW on Kill Jaden. Join my guild. It'll be cool. We're super chill. We're casual. We're not super elitist or anything like we are over here on South Park. So if you want to come in, pug some fucking randoms. Random fucking.
Nice, man. I'm actually kind of sad. I'm kind of sad about the team versus team stuff because Nambla's gonna get a lot more strict. Because right now we're so fucking chill about stuff. Like there's every once in a while there's an issue with a request, but that's like pretty rare.
Is there gonna be team versus team stuff?
They've said they've been developing it for a while, and that was in this update. So the last thing of the update we need to talk about is the D rank fix, which let me get the exact wording for you.
The games.
Oh shit, you're right. I forgot about that. Roman, what games you playing?
Yeah, man, Roman,
what games you playing? I spaced. I was thinking about. All right, keep going.
I'm playing WoW as well. So
nice.
It was funny when you said WoW. I was
Get
like,
that shit together.
Wow.
Merge your clans. Good clan merge.
I'm on Kill Jaden as well, dude.
Clan merge happening right here on stream. Man. Clan merge.
I'm in a clan that's been around.
Are you Horde or Alliance, bro?
I'm a Horde, man. So I don't know. Let's go, dude.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, Bio, what's up?
As well. I'm in a guild called BAMF. They've been around for about 10 years now. Very long time. We're doing heroic raids right now, so
sure, good shit.
Yeah, dude, we should get together, fucking play, man.
Yeah, dude, shoot me a DM if you ever need a fucking god tier flag carrier for rated battlegrounds, man. Hit me up, man. I am all about that flag carrier.
I've actually been doing a shit ton of rated battlegrounds, so yeah, I'm loving it.
Fucking shoot me a goddamn DM.
All right,
we in there.
Abio.
After this.
All right, enough of your WoW fucking circle jerk over here. Let's go.
Circle jerk over here,
you guys. All right, Abio. I know Abio's been playing Eternal. What else you been playing?
I've been playing Eternal. Dude, if I ever start my WoW count back up over there, I've got a.
Oh God, could we talk about Eternal, please?
I've been playing a lot of Eternal. It's a lot of fun, man. I'm really enjoying it. And they just announced that they're actually going to be starting a World Championship series next year. And the company behind it is sponsoring it. There's going to be a $100,000 prize pool for it.
Dude, I'll sponsor you to play it and win me that fucking pool. Can we start a GoFundMe? Right? Can we start a GoFundMe to get Abio full-time playing Eternal so he could win that tournament for us? And we can split the winnings?
They'll have 6 qualifiers, and each qualifier will have its own $5,000.
So how much can you win?
Oh, I don't know. Only 16 people will be playing in the Worlds.
Okay.
So it's a
Like-
$100,000 purse divided by 16 people.
Okay.
That's
weighted.
fucking A-okay.
That's not enough. That's not
Yeah,
enough.
man. What kind of game is this? What kind of game is this? How can
It's
I
a
get in
party.
on this?
Oh, it's like Magic the Gathering,
It's
and
like
Hearthstone
Magic and
kind of had a
Hearthstone.
baby.
Yeah, it's like the perfect blend between Magic and Hearthstone.
It's good. It's very good. I like it, and
I'm
it's
looking
good.
for a way to
The-
make some,
the
make some
campaigns-
pro money up in here.
The campaigns are very fun. They have like full voiceover characters. They have a pretty rich lore. It's pretty fucking cool. I'll be honest. I don't think I've streamed it yet, but I have been playing it, and Abio streams it. Me myself, I've been playing Hero Academy 2, which is like a Hearthstone meets battle chess kind of game. I've been playing that for a while, but I just got into a new game called Minion Masters, which is pretty much South Park and not Casino Royale, and what's that other fucking one that people play? Clash Royale. Clash Royale, except it's 2 lanes horizontally, and then you're laying cards exactly like South Park. So I have like 15 keys for that. It's $1 on Steam. You guys should check it out. It's pretty fun.
Cool, man.
All right, so now we got to talk about a couple last things of the update, because fuck it, we're having a good time. So the matchmaking changes word for word from their thing. After the next update, players should find that they are less likely to encounter vast disparities of skill/progress between themselves and their opponents. So in my head, that can only possibly mean that they are somehow going to rank your deck or somehow take into account your new kid level for the first time. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I bet.
Or total wins, which they clearly want to
Oh, Jesus,
rank you
dude,
on
this
that.
Total wins, man. Oh boy, who will I
you are gonna be up against
Yeah.
David and David alone.
Yeah, dude, no. I have a feeling then it's probably just gonna be an increased let's see, maybe how do I say this, a reduced tolerance on the matchmaking system already. So I still match against like rank 4,000
Every once in a while, yeah.
occasionally, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do here. So I assume that it's just going to be a tighter ranking system, which if it makes the queues longer for me, they've been pretty fucking long already. I've had upwards of 5-minute queues lately.
Yeah, that's my contention sometimes, is that a lot of the changes that they make that technically would make it a better competitive game, they make because their number one goal in so many decisions is to keep matchmaking low. That's why you have to come back every 4 hours for your PvP packs. That's why you can win 30 a day instead of waiting 3 days and getting 90. That's why they do that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Abio, what do you think? The deranking fix? I mean, honestly, it's kind of dumb and speculative to talk about it until we know. But the thing is that they're not going to tell us this time. They're not going to tell us exactly how it works, because otherwise we'll figure out how to get fucking behind it and derank just the same. We'll still figure that out, but
Dude, they said
still gonna
like 3
figure
or
it
4 weeks ago that they had put in a fix for deranking, and nothing fucking changed. Like, as soon as they said that they put in that fix, like, I got on. And
yeah, I don't think.
Immediately deranked and immediately went right back up, like with no problems. Nothing had changed. I honestly think this is going to be another thing where it's just not going to change very much. Like, if they really wanted to fix deranking, all they would have to do is make the rewards better. Like, incentivize players to spend the extra amount. Because look, all right, on my last stream, I started at the very.
Hey, Bio, I'm gonna interrupt you and tell you that your facial hair is looking good, man.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Dude, you got some mustache that I can't even look at my mustache. Look at his. This is pathetic. I should shave right now. All right, sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
No, so on my last stream, I started at the very. I had deranked all the way to the bottom for the new event that came out, and I did a locker limit stream. And I went from the start of my stream, I came in with 3 wins, which took me about 5 minutes to get. So after doing a full locker limit stream, it took me about an hour and 40 minutes to hit locker limit. Now, if I was doing that at the highest level of legendary, like every single one of my games, about 1.5 minutes long on average, probably about 1.5 minutes long. I was 3-barring everyone, You know, I lost one to Roman because Roman sniped me. Thanks, Roman. But other than that, you know, we coasted through it. Hour and 40 minutes, done. Got
Hour
my
and 40
rewards.
minutes for the 30.
Hour-
Damn.
Yeah, it
Hour and
was.
40 minutes and done. And
Good.
you know, if I was doing that at the max level, I would easily spend 5 to 6 hours.
Oh
in
yeah.
my locker
Yeah,
limit.
that's what I'm about
Easily.
usually.
And-
Well, I
and
just hit
so-
locker limit on both of my accounts, playing both at the same time, which lets me win, like, you know, get a free game and then start the other one immediately. But I was done with both of them in 5 hours, so that's pretty good.
Right.
You guys kill
so
me.
you're spending that extra time.
Right.
What'd you
You
do?
guys kill me. I straight up do maybe like a PvP pack a day. And you guys are over here talking about locker.
Well, I pretty much only play when I stream nowadays.
Well, it's only for the events, man. Like I'm not doing
Yeah, in
it
events.
every day. It's like when. Good.
Abio,
But, I mean,
hey,
still-
yo, Abio, your mic is cutting out every once in a while.
Oh.
What's going on with that? Fix it, Abio.
Fix that shit, bro.
It's probably just your connection. I think you're good now.
Yeah.
I hope nobody minds my language. I hope we
He's in the mountains.
a warning on your stream.
Well, so like.
Oh,
what I'm saying
language?
is, like,
Actually, no. You don't have to put the mature rating for language. You just have to put it for like drug use and stuff.
Oh,
They've
shit,
got to make it worthwhile reward wise for you to spend the extra 3.5 to 4 hours getting the same rewards, because if they
Right.
don't, then nobody's going to do it, and you would be stupid to do it. Like that's like it's basically like this. If I told you, hey Glanzer, I will give you $100 if you do 8 hours of work, or I will give you $100 if you do 4 hours. Which one would you choose? You're always 100 out of 100 times going to choose the
Listen.
$100 for 4 hours.
Unless
Why would
I'm
you ever-
bored.
I love my job. Okay.
Why would you ever want to spend more time to earn the same reward? Wouldn't you? Never would.
Yeah.
And so like I don't even think that they necessarily would have to give you more cards. I think they should just, like, if you're playing at higher levels of legendary, just give you a higher percentage chance of getting epics and legendaries in your lockers and your PvP packs. Just make it to where you're basically getting the same amount of epics and legendaries per hour on average, whether you're playing at the highest level or whether you're playing at the lowest level.
Yeah. Well, I think that, like, in theory makes sense. Like, yeah, they should get more, but only having that advantage at the end of a season every month prevents David from being even more ahead of everybody else. You know, I mean, even now,
Like, but
he's
that's
as
the
far
thing,
as
is,
fuck.
like,
Is he like 2,000 elo up on everybody
Dude,
right
yeah,
now?
it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna look.
Wait,
David's
wait,
on-
how about,
Like, you just have to admit though, this game is a pay to win game. You're not catching David. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if they change nothing. You're never gonna catch David.
but there is
I'm never
some,
gonna
but
catch
you're
David.
never gonna catch him because he's still putting in the time. He could still be putting in the money like Papa Roscoe, but not playing
he's
all
over
the time.
2,000. He's over 2,000 elo on Adorno, who's at number 2. So
Adorno too now.
he's, he's over.
London, what are you at?
3,000 He's over 3,000 on London, who's rank 3. So
Oh, London's going for 3.
yeah,
Jesus.
Right.
it's,
I mean,
it's
like,
absurd.
it doesn't
I'm
matter. Like, you're
29.
not
I'm about to
catching.
D-rank. I'm about to D-rank.
Dude,
So
do it. It's
Whoa,
fine.
whoa, stop with the stop with the D rank. We're Wi-Fi issues.
Wi-Fi
guys.
issues.
Oh, excuse me. I'm about to
Come on,
Wi-Fi
you're gonna-
issues.
I'm
back
about to
silver
disconnect
guys.
a few times. Honestly,
You say
honest
the
to God
devil.
though, I don't know
Just
what
be the
changed.
devil.
I don't know what changed about my work Wi-Fi, but I disconnect every game I try to play on that Wi-Fi now, so can't play at work anymore. It's
Dude,
every
I
fucking.
don't- I
It's
don't
every
mind-
fucking time. I can't even hardly open a pack, like a free pack, because it'll like disconnect every time I try to open it.
Yeah, I don't mind that the game is even pay to win so much. I think that's fine, but they just need to just own up to it. Stop pretending
Mhm.
like it isn't in certain.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they try and like pretend like it's not when the excuse is convenient. No, just own up to the fact it's pay to win. No one's gonna catch up to David no matter what.
Yeah.
If you want people to spend more time doing something, you have to make it more rewarding for them to spend that extra time. If there's no extra reward, people aren't going to spend the extra time. That's just
Right.
how people work.
Yeah, I can. When I was streaming the other day, I literally hit my locker limit around the same time as you. It took me about an hour and 40 minutes to get through all 30 wins. No problem. I was without brain dead just playing. You know, like if I can do that instead of spending like 4.5, 5 hours in order to hit my locker limit. I mean, they have to.
Right.
I agree with you. They're gonna have to offer something. And another thing, like just for like the top players wise, I mean, and it really depends on what time they're playing or whoever's playing. Don't you guys like face a ton of people that are just like 200, 300, 400, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and they don't play. They don't want to play versus you guys. So isn't that like? Can't you guys get locker limits pretty fucking quickly as well?
Right.
I mean, besides,
Yeah. There is a
I make them play me.
There is a tipping point between the top, like I was top 47 on a stream right after the rank right after the season reset, and I got like 5, 6, 7 free games pretty quickly, and so yeah, there is a point where you will get those. That's totally true. So they can. Yeah. So that is like, part of the.
Like someone like David's probably taking as long as me and Abio is
probably less.
Getting his locker limit as well. Like,
it would just depend.
David's got to hit locker limit in a matter of an hour.
Well, it depends on who.
Spending an absurd amount of money.
I think my fastest is probably around an hour for how fast I've blown through a locker limit.
Yeah.
Because I have gotten many people who have just been like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna play," and it's just like, "All right, bro."
I mean, why would they? If I saw you or I saw him, why am I like 200 ranked like 200? Why am I? Why?
Yeah, well, when I see Dave,
you can beat me 9 times out of 10. I'm sober.
Right.
If I'm sober, you can beat me, man.
I
don't win when I'm sober.
When I get matched up against David, it's an easy 30-second. I get 2 bars, he wins, like easy. So I wonder how many people he does that with, And so that's why I've always thought being around like the 200 to 500, where I kind of hover because I'm not as good as you, SDNW. I think that
bullshit, man. Bullshit.
I think that's the best place to be from like an entertaining stream point of view, because I'm not getting a bunch of free games and I'm not rolling over people like a D-ranked stream. Nothing against that, Roman, because I mean you're right. You roll through it, which is very, very practical. Which I would do.
I want to say some
off stream.
I have been trying desperately to find a good match for my YouTube, because I want to make another YouTube video. I really do. I know it's been like 2, almost maybe 3 months now that I haven't made a YouTube video, but I cannot get a good fucking match. They're either stomps or me getting my ass fucking rolled.
Yep.
There is never a good match that I have.
Yeah,
this game for me is tedious, and I don't understand how David even continues to put money into it and play the way he does, because the game is tedious for me.
Well, at that point, it's a point I want to be number one. I want to stay number one,
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Because I've been playing this other game, Dark Orbit, since 2009, and it's hella pay to win. And there's guys there's 2 people who it's just like points basically. They have millions and billions more points than the number 3 person, and they could both stop playing for 10 years. And nobody would catch up to them, even if the other person was dropping 1,000, because it's just like how much time you put into it. And they still fucking play because number 2 always sneaks up on number 1, and number 1's not giving up the spot he's had for 10 years.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's a disabled guy who plays all day, so it's unfair to number 2. But I mean, I played that game for years, and it was like I put probably $5,000 into it easily.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
100 at a time, like fuck it. 60. Well, it's like 120. It's like 120. Well, no, it's like $120 a year for like premium, which you want premium, or else you have to pay premium to like repair your ship. So that's fucking retarded, right?
Good God, man.
But no, I played that hella. I don't play it anymore.
I haven't spent more than $50 in 3 months, and the only reason I spent the $50 was because I was streaming and I was fucking.
That's the same, dude. I haven't bought a pack since I bought the Team P packs, and that was it. I want Team P.
Yeah, man.
Because they're legit my favorite character.
That was the last time I spent any money on this game until the other day when I was fucking wasted on stream, and I was like, I need to go refresh.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I spent $50. Like, holy fuck balls, $50, man.
Oh man. All right, so
I just
no, go ahead, Abio.
The D-ranking thing is just another example where there's a fix that they could put in place, and rather than choosing to put the actual fix in place, which is rewarding your players more, they're trying to do this, beat around the bush bullshit that's, I think, just going to be ineffectual at the end of the day.
They cannot fix D-ranking unless there's no way to fix deranking.
I mean, I don't
There
think.
really
Do
isn't.
any of you think that deranking is an issue?
I do. I personally think it's an issue because I'm about to derank down silver 35, and
They could definitely
Why not?
fix it.
Wait
They
for the
could
red
definitely
post,
fix
wait
it for
for-
non-legendary for sure, easily. All you have to do is tier out the level caps on decks, and just like how you do in friendly battles, and make it to where if you're in a certain
Yeah,
bracket,
sure.
Right.
in certain bracket, your cards don't go.
You
above
can't
a
go.
certain
Yeah, like
level.
you can't have a
Then-
level
then-
6 common if you're 35 rank.
Right.
Yeah.
Then what happens? You only get the legendary players who are trying to derank and fucking legendary, and can't do anything.
Well, no, but
I feel
then,
like
but
you
oh,
just
no,
get
no,
caught
but
down
then you would have to outplay them. Your cards wouldn't stomp them. So at least the games would probably take longer.
A level cap. So my like say my level 6 Zen would be like a level 4 Zen.
Yeah.
Or level 5
Right.
Zen or something. Okay,
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You couldn't max it.
I mean, you could probably still just outplay a lot of them, but at least you're playing, then on a pretty even playing.
Right, because
field.
how many games
sure,
do
for
you
sure.
win if you're I mean, somebody who deranks this much can tell us, how many games do you win when you're a rank 35 and you drop a level 3 legend to start? How many times does somebody just give up? Probably so fucking often that
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
all the
laughable.
time.
I mean,
Sure.
I do that sometimes. I lay my level 2 stand and mini moons on my alt account sometimes, and you can tell somebody gave up.
I'll drop my level 4 stand of many moons at the start sometimes just to BM people.
Right.
They'll be like, oh yeah, all right, so
Well, fuck.
I'm not gonna play, and it's like, all right, cool, man. You don't want to play. You don't want to play.
See you later, bye-bye.
Don't want to play. Don't want to play.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, so I think it's definitely an issue for Dairy. I think
Abio.
ranking that much of an issue,
I hear you.
but they would be able to fix it by making the change to rewards. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people would. I would play at the highest level at that point because I play when I have a PvP pack available.
What
And
what
so-
kind of rewards do you need though to for you to want to be top
Like
25?
I said, you would have to tier out the percentage chance. Basically, you would have to make it to where whether I'm playing at the bottom of Legendary and I'm going through my locker limit in an hour and a half, if I'm playing at the top of Legendary and it's taking me 5 hours, you have to make it to where I'm earning the same amount of epics and legendaries per hour or whatever, however you want
Right.
to break it down. And so that way you make it to where your PvP packs have a higher chance of dropping epics, have a higher chance of dropping legendaries, you have a higher chance of seeing them in lockers. But basically it would even out. So if I'm playing, at the very bottom and I'm burning through it, I would see about the same number per hour as if I was playing in legendary and I was having to actually spend time to grind out my games.
So
I
would,
would
so would people like the few people that actually play the locker limit, like David and the top maybe.
Oh,
like,
they
the
get
top
so
10
far
people?
ahead?
Yeah, would they
Well,
just
they
get
would-
so absurdly far ahead because of that? Because
Well, sure, but they're spending fucking thousands of dollars as it is already.
But then they might not have to.
They
yeah,
would still spend money.
They wouldn't, they wouldn't even
That's
have
that's the whole point. Like they wouldn't.
Well-
It would decentivize them to continue to.
Well,
spend
you're
as
also
much.
assuming though that like they would be raining from the sky, and that's not the
Yeah.
case. I mean, like
Well,
I
think
said,
I think a change like that. There's still
effectively,
gonna
you would
be
still
people who
earning the
derank.
same power. Like, so it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Well, there's
You
still going to
still-
be people even like that. People are going to derank, and because some people don't want, some people will get their deck to a certain level and not give
Sure.
a shit about
Sure.
expanding. They just want to play and beat people sometimes.
You're never gonna stop people from doing that.
Yeah.
You're just not.
Yeah, I mean, but like, what about like slowing it down? So, like, for an example, the game detects like maybe you haven't made a move in 5 or 6 games.
Well, then people
You
would
know,
just watch it and put a deck full of spells, put out a spell.
Okay. But what about the people that don't watch it? Maybe instead of losing 100 elo, they lose like 5 or 10 elo per game. It takes longer for them to do.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo,
I think
boy,
honestly,
yo,
the
hey,
only
yo.
real good change would be the reason that people derank is because it takes less time. So you just make it take longer, and the only thing I can see,
It takes less time to get locker limit.
right, to
Okay,
win. It will overall it will take less time to win events. Yeah, exactly. And so the only way to disincentivize that would be to make it take longer. And the only thing that I see that I've ever heard that would make sense is, like Abio said, tiering the levels of your cards. So, like, you can't play level 3 legends if you're not in legend rank. You can't play level 5
Oh,
rares
yeah.
unless you're in
That's-
legend
That's
rank.
the easy.
That's the
fix for
only way
in-
that
for
only makes
non-legend.
sense to me.
Yeah.
Yo, let me pause everybody real quick because I want to Man, shit, we just dropped down to like 40 people. Now we're down to 38. Glanzer, is that your?
What are you talking about?
Dude, the stream was up to like 65 people a second ago.
Oh, we might have gotten hit by one of the hosting sites.
Gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say we need to give a big shout out to all these like 65 people we have going on, but now we're down to 38. But
Shout out to all of them
big
anyway.
Shout out to
Fuck
everyone
it.
who's here. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone.
Love y'all.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna go to the wrap up / questions.